And now back to Bobby Likis Car Clinic and your host, Bobby Likis.
Let's go to California and take a call from Scott. Scott in California, welcome to Bobby Likis Car Clinic.
Good morning, Mr. Likis. How are you, sir?
I'm just fine. Call me Bobby, Scott. Thanks, please.
Thank you, Bobby. I have a 2001 Ford Focus ZX3 with the Z-Tech motor in it.
Yes.
And it seems to be having a bit of an overheating issue, but only in problematic situations like stop-and-go traffic and things of that nature. And I replaced the coolant reservoir because I noticed that there was a crack in it.
Right.
And still, there's an overheating that has not so much, how can I put it? It's like when it gets to the very, very, very end of the spectrum of safe, before it crosses over to no man's land and then hits that red area,
right.
then the fan will kick on. And I don't know if that's normal with the Ford Focus for the fan to kick on that late. I always known in other vehicles that the fan kicks on fairly soon. I'm saying sooner than it does where it gets all the way.
Definitely, because if you get to that critical point, that is such of a concern. I mean, I put myself with you. I can remember when I built a Cobra, and I was always concerned, big 427 Cobra. I was always concerned that I would get stopped halfway across the Bay Bridge, which is a 3-mile bridge, July the 4th with traffic, and the car would overheat, and I'd say, what am I going to do here? You can't shut it off because traffic does move, but you have to start, stop.
Right.
So I'm with you. I guess is your car air conditioned? I mean, it has to be. You live in California.
It is air conditioned, but I rarely use it. I live in the high desert, and so it's a pretty dry heat up here, so it's okay. And the fact that I don't want to put the strain on the motor with the high heat using the AC because of the issue.
Oh, I'm glad you called. You'll be doing just the opposite. When you turn on the AC, and I want you to specifically do this. See, you may have a sensor. There are two. Well, let me back up. The fan that comes on that cools this engine, which you're concerned that's coming on after critical. Okay.
No, it doesn't come on after critical. It comes on right when it hits the very end of the safety spectrum.
Well, that to me, that's not a comfort zone for you, right?
No, it's not a comfort zone.
Okay, all right.
It definitely worries me.
All right, yeah, I agree. I'm with you. So after comfort zone, it'd be great if the fan came on in the comfort zone and maintained that comfort zone, which is where I think it should come on. We agree there?
Yeah, I agree. I would think it would come on like 3/4 of the way.
Yeah. Or before,
as opposed to 7/8 on the gauge.
Yes,
correct.
Absolutely. Now, let's say that the gauge is correct. Here's what I want you to do. When it starts to near the edge of the comfort zone, and you know that it shouldn't be, the needle shouldn't be there, the temp should not be there, but it hasn't gone quite far enough to engage the fan. That's when you turn on the AC, because the AC is another power source for the fans and will engage those fans, so you can use the AC to save the car's laziness or lateness in turning on its own cooling fans. You got me?
Sure.
Okay, and what because within 15 seconds of turning on the AC, the fans will engage because the AC does that. So
to fix the problem without engaging the AC, it's sounding like I need to have my sensor checked.
But you do, but you want to be able to make sure that those fans are working when you instruct them to work. So you want to be able to make sure, and the way you do that is by taking control. So you're going to use the AC to control the fans. And the AC is not going to make any heat to speak of, because the fan's going to come on long before the AC ever really gets the condenser hot. So you're going to cool the engine, and you can control it by the AC off, on, off, on, off, on. And then you're going to leave it AC off until the engine controller, and then you can go to a service shop and say, hey, why is it that here's what I know the fans work because I can control it, but with the fans not being pushed on by the AC, the engine's sensor doesn't connect the dots quickly enough. You got it?
I got it.
Okay. Hey, man, I'm glad you called. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, Bobby.
Have a great day.